You have a big nomination this year,
Yes, I do.
which is,
I'm nominated for Female Performer of the Year.
and is this the first time since you've been in the business?
No, this is my 6th year.
Yeah, but the first time you've been nominated.
No, I won Female Performer of the Year in 2015, and I've been nominated for it every year since 2013.
So if you win this year, it's not quite back to back.
Not quite.
And how did you get in this business?
I actually have always been a fan of this business, so it's something I thought about for years and years, and decided I'm not going to get any younger, I might as well go and do it.
You enjoy it?
I love it.
And how long have you been doing it? 6 years?
I've been doing it for 6 years.
And how long is the lifespan of a porn star?
Lifespan of a porn star usually, it depends, but usually 3 years. If they go any longer than 3 years, they're kind of a lifer, or they're considered a lifer. It's very short lifespan for the girls.
And what do you think of Las Vegas and AVN?
I love AVN. It's definitely a chance to see all of my fans, people that I interview with over social media. And I think Las Vegas is a perfect place. It's Sun City, so.
You ever come here when you aren't here for AVN?
Sometimes when I feature dance, I'll be here. But for otherwise, I don't come here.
Why?
I don't know. Whenever I get the opportunity to travel, I prefer to travel outside of the country versus inside. I'm a huge believer in learning about other cultures through experience. So for me, AVN's awesome, and it's the whole week here in Vegas, so that's enough for me. It's enough Vegas.
Is this exhausting doing this?
It is. Definitely, it requires a lot of energy, but I don't. There's nothing I wouldn't want to do more than that. I love it.
And Saturday night, you get dressed up for the Oscars of porn.
Yes, I'll be at the Oscars of porn.
And do you know what dress you're going to wear, what gown you're going to wear?
I have a long Michael Costello gown. It's red satin with a long train behind it and a deep back and a deep V.
Is that nerve-wracking going to that award show, or you don't?
It depends. I mean, I guess it is. It can be nerve-wracking in a way, but for me, it's more like going to the award show. It's just more excitement, just to see all my friends up there and to see who's. I mean, so many of my friends are nominated, so it's going to be interesting to see who wins the awards.
So you're competing against your friends.
I'm competing, but it's not really. I don't know. I don't see it as competition.
Do they see it as competition?
Not all of them.
So there's no cat fighting, there's what number AVN for you?
Oh, for fuck's sake. My first AVN was 2006.
So you're now a decade long in this business.
I am in it. I deserve a Hall of Fame award.
I think you
I
deserve
qualify.
the longevity award.
Thank you.
Last year when we talked, you were about to open your own
Trench coat.
business.
Yes.
And
Launched.
what's happened?
It's doing well. We're actually, I'm so excited, on Friday the 20th, we are premiering the biggest project I've ever done. I'm very happy because the star of that project just won Performer of the Year at XBiz. Hopefully she wins an AVN as well. And I was able to launch the trailer within hours of her winning. It's beautiful, it's stunning, it's unique, and I'm very proud
What
of
does
it.
Trenchcoat do?
So trenchcoatx.com takes, basically, we're trying to make porn that's trying to do better than what porn traditionally is in terms of the way we talk about treating people. We're not, for example, labeling stuff based on the color of people's skin or calling women whores and hookers and whatever derogatory terms are popularly used. We have a negative search engine that basically allows you to filter out content that might bother you, so you don't come across stuff that would be triggering or otherwise offensive. And it's we don't negotiate down rates. We don't do anything. We can never be perfect, but we try not to do anything that would prey on performers or prey on customers. There's no hidden anything. We're very transparent.
And are you still in front of the camera? Or?
Here and there, yes. Here and there.
Here and there.
Here and there.
And are you still married to America's #1 porn star?
He's on the other side of the wall. He's over there streaming his video games. Yes, I am.
And how difficult is it to keep a relationship in focus when both of you are in this funny business?
You know, it's funny because it's two-sided. On the one hand, it's easier to be in a relationship with someone in the same business for a number of reasons, but specifically in this industry because you understand that a scene is not a threat. And I think you have to perform in a scene to understand how and why it's not a threat. So that's helpful. And then just having a business in common, we have a lot to talk about and to work on together and a lot of the same goals. So it's kind of like a version of the play together, stay together idea. But it's also difficult because, you know, we have to keep up this idea of this public image. And for me, even though I don't do anything to sell the idea, it's better if I pretend like I'm not in a relationship. And for him, it's the same thing. I mean, your fans want to believe that you're available. So it's two-sided.
What are the risks of either of you falling in love with another person?
For me, zero.
For you, zero.
I'd hope to think the same for him. I do believe that I feel very secure in our relationship.
Because I think you told me at the time that you were having a little difficulty in dealing with the jealousy aspect.
It's something you have to think about. I mean, I don't worry about my trust with him. I do obviously wonder if some woman on set who I don't know is trying to get his attention. Of course, that's always something that I hope isn't happening.
Presumably that would happen in any business.
Exactly. No, yeah, any business, especially where one partner is traveling or in some way often alone with colleagues, that's a big risk. In our industry, yeah, there's sex involved, but the good thing about that is I think a lot of what drives people to affairs is the idea of what could be. In our industry, you know exactly where it is. It's not like you're like, oh, this is going to be the most mind-blowing sex ever. You know how the sex is. And no sex is ever so amazing that you're just going to drop everything because you met this person once. Like, realistically, the idea of it is a bigger draw than the actuality of it. And I like that.
So it's movie magic.
Sort of. There's a bit of movie magic to it.
Tell me, how has the business changed in the 10 years?
Oh my god. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. When I came in, 2006 was one of the biggest years AVN ever had. And I remember it was at the Venetian, their largest convention floor. It was packed. And I had never really been in front of a camera. I had not shot any scenes at that time. And Hustler was the booth I was signing for. So let's say this square is the convention, this is the entrance.
here, I was the first person you saw when you came in. And it was just this sea of cameras. And it was overwhelming, and there was this high to it. And there was this, I don't want to say glamour because it's an easily pierced veil of an idea, but there was this energy and this fan base that was overwhelming. And then each year after that depleted a little bit and a little bit, and then there was this snowball effect, and suddenly you look around and it kind of feels like a ghost town one year. And that was the year that we came, no, it was the last year we were at the Venetian. They actually had to curtain off a majority of that
Yeah, I
floor.
remember that.
Like, I think 25% we occupied, whereas we used to be the whole floor and it was packed and you couldn't move through the crowd. So we were at 25%, it was a ghost town. And so then we moved here. And I think there's been a slow, I don't know that we'll ever hit the 2006 numbers or any of that. There's been a slow pick up.
You were at the Palms also.
Yeah, I was at the Palms. That's the year I hosted. So on the one hand, the fan base isn't as excited and isn't as, they don't have as much financial freedom to act on excitement. So that's just economic. Then there's piracy. So when I came in, everyone did these big budget movies and it was a big thing. And then slowly people realized that the only way you can make money back is by doing Gonzo because it's so cheap compared to a feature. And then on top of that, not only is the financial incentive in Gonzo, but then we went to web. So people take their things as one scene at a time rather than as a movie that has 4, 6, or 9 scenes. So now the incentive to make a feature is so small. And that's upsetting for me because that's what I always liked making. Not that I don't like Gonzo, it's fine, but I get excited about big projects and those are almost nil these days. So there's that. And then I think the other thing that's really hurt us, to be honest, is we're more and more acceptable every day. So we're less and less exciting and taboo and risque every day because we're competing with Kim Kardashian. I mean, she's doing the same shit we're doing. So we just don't have this special underworld that we I think before had a good hold on. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's having threesomes. Everyone's sleeping around. Everyone's engaging the behavior that before we were kind of known for. And it's hard to sell something that's free everywhere, not only in terms of content, but it's just everywhere you look. So it's changed so much.
So, from a financial viewpoint, obviously for the work, but go back to Kim Kardashian a minute.
Okay.
Reality shows on TV.
They are so competing with us.
Really? So you're labeling, is it fair to label reality shows as soft porn?
There's a lot of it, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's more shocking stuff. If your idea of porn is something that is shocking and that you're getting light into something you shouldn't see, reality's doing that now more than porn's doing that. I mean, there is more shocking, crazy, I can't believe this is happening.
Without going over the line, give me an example of where...
Anyone whose personal life is messed up and exposed to the camera, that to me is more personal and more jaw-dropping than someone having sex. We see people have sex all the time, that's not even that big a deal anymore. We're really, part of what was exciting about porn was you're seeing something you shouldn't see. Now reality's giving you that. And it's more real, even though it's still not real, it's more real than what we're doing on camera. We can't get more real than we're doing without going straight to amateur.
Is it because you've done everything it's possible to do?
You mean porn has? I don't know that that's the case. I think the culture just embraced this open sexual freedom. More power to us. It's great. It stopped being shocking. We go in waves. What's popular and what's not. It gets rough. It gets loving. It gets romantic. It gets hardcore. There's this cyclical trend with everything. So you can't say that we're doing more now than we did before because we probably did a lot, cycled away from it, cycled back to it, we'll cycle away from it again. But just sex on camera is so easily accessible. Anyone can do it. Whereas reality TV is giving you the rawness that sex can't even give you on camera. So I think you're more glued to that than to the genitals pounding. If that makes sense. See you later. I love you. Go see that booth. Go do the video game thing.
I never quite heard it put that way, but the genital pounding.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Fat, you cut the last part of the genital pounding. This is your what convention?
Oh my goodness. I'm really not sure. I know the first year I came,
20?
probably 23.
Wow. 23 years. So in 23 years, what's the biggest change that you've seen?
Well, our booths, I think how grandiose, it got to a point where it was very beautiful, very elegant, very glamorous. But when I first started, it was basically a tiny little curtained off area inside of the Consumer Electronics Show. And we were pretty much the size of a liquor store, that entire area. And then I watched it grow into this like magnificent creature. And now we're sort of watching it kind of tone back down again. It's been an interesting progression.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think with the internet, similar to mainstream and similar to music, obviously there was a lot of good and bad, and one of the things was there was a lot of free content, and I think it really it hurt the business enough that the big companies no longer wanted to be grandiose. They no longer wanted to spend that money. They just didn't have it to do anymore.
And what's the state of the industry today going forward?
We're in a very rough patch. Obviously, with the politics in front of us, the current political situation in America, we're kind of bracing ourselves, I think, for a hit because there are certain parties that enjoy calling us health hazards and such. So we're kind of bracing ourselves for a bit of a run. But we've done it before. You know, we survived John Ashcroft. So I'd like to say that we will maintain some sort of strength. And now with so much sexual liberation, more people being okay with enjoying pornography and not feeling so secretive, that we'll actually have more power than we did before.
Has reality television affected your industry in any way?
Well, I'm not so sure that I can't see where reality TV has affected us. I can say that where we used to be either just sex scenes that were shot were gonzo, and then we had big feature films. A lot of the stuff that we've started doing are more like little short films, but they're almost trying to be based on more reality issues or what people would like to be reality, which is, you know, the stepmother or the gardener or things like that have become more short stories to make it seem more reality based. Once in a while you have somebody follow a girl to do something that she enjoys, like a hobby, but I haven't really noticed a lot of crossover.
Well, I was thinking more of like Kim Kardashian, the intimacy that she allows the cameras into her life.
I myself don't feel that Kim Kardashian or any reality TV like that has really, I don't see where it has affected us at all. I don't see the correlation. Because I think nowadays people don't really necessarily believe that reality TV is reality anyway. I think they think it's very, what do they say, like reality TV, the one thing it's definitely not is reality, right? Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's fairly orchestrated. So, nothing else, I think that we're probably a little more real because what we're doing, we're really doing.
23 years is a long run.
That's just the show. I've been in the business since '92, so longer than that, but just going to the show, yeah. Probably 23 years.
How have you lasted so long when the average career span is 3 years?
Happenstance. I really didn't have a plan. I went to work, I enjoy work, I go home, I put a roof over the head, I feed my animals, and then I go back to work. You know, it's a job, and I've treated it like any job I could have possibly gone to. I also try to be, I mean, not that I haven't had my bad days or there are people I don't get along with, I'm sure there are. People who don't care for me, but all in all, I try to be kind to everybody, and I was always told to be good to everybody on the way up because of the same people you see on the way down.
It's true. But do you even sort of wonder how 92?
I wonder how
24.
I'd like to say I wonder how long I've actually sustained it, but I actually think I'm a very kind person with a very good reputation that people enjoy being around me. They enjoy having me on set. People who buy my movies enjoy meeting me. Because I don't see myself as a star. I don't see myself as a legend. When people say porn star, I'm like, I'm an actress. Like, I do adult stuff. Like, I do a job, right? I hope you enjoy it. Great. So I don't think I've really bought into those things, which made me very personable. And so people like to support people who are personable, right? And likable. And so I think that's it. The feedback I always get is I always look happy. I always look inviting. I always look smiling. I always look like I'm trying to take care of somebody or something, and it makes me approachable. People want to be around it, and that's longevity.
Yep. When you started, it was all an exciting, fun giggle.
When I started, 92, we decided to do this. It was me and Janine Linda Mulder, and we had a dance act called Blondage, and we used to tour the United States, and we used to dance at these clubs. And we really enjoyed it. And about a year into it, I said, I want to do adult films because I think we can make our fan base bigger and we would be able to sell more Polaroids when we were dancing because that was exciting, right? So she and I were like our little rock stars, and she said, it just so happens that there's a director who wants to shoot me, do it with me. And we shot our first movie with a director called Andrew Blake. And it just took off from there. But yeah, in the beginning, it was very short-sighted because it was like, we can dance and make more tips if we do porn.
So it was fun.
Yeah.
What is it today?
Today, it's interesting. I almost don't, it's still fun, but when I work, I do feel a little more emotionally serious about it. I feel like there's I used to do it for me, and now I think I do it for them. I used to do the job for me, and now I think I do it for the people watching. Because my enjoyment is sharing sexuality, helping people feel normal and sensual. And now that I'm older, because I'm 47, I really enjoy the fact that I get to represent women in my age group and that they can see me and go, that's right, because we're sexy. We're not throwaway for the next young model. Julia Ann proved it, right? I love giving that. I love the fact that I can give them spunk and make them feel that, yeah, you're sexy. You're not dispensable.
And how long will you keep it going?
I don't know. I ask myself all the time. My mother said, oh my goodness, when are you going to stop doing this? You can't do it forever. I said, oh yes, I can. I said, sooner or later I can do titles like Gumming Grannies and Denture Divas. She went, oh, do not. But I don't know that I'll ever leave. My role may change, but I'm very passionate about this business. I think we're a very good industry, very misunderstood. And I'm here to tell everybody out there that we're misunderstood and that you should enjoy yourself and know that we're good, we're okay, we're happy, and we want you to be happy too. And if you're worried about us, then by all means talk to one of us, because we'll tell you we're happy. We want you to be happy too. We want to share ourselves.
So this is a little bit of a joke, but you go from being a MILF to a GILF.
I know, right? I don't know how I feel about that. But then again, when I was 21, I would have said to you, if I still did this when I was 30, I'd be a loser. Because when you're 20, you think anything over 28 is old. Oh my gosh, if I thought today, like back then, that I'd be 47 and still doing porn, I'd be like, you're crazy. But now I'm like, oh my God, I can't think of any place else I'd rather be.
And does it get better as you get older?
It
Like wine?
absolutely gets better. And you know what part of the reason is? when you're younger, you're doing what they tell you they need you to do, and you don't really know your job. You're not comfortable in your own skin, so you're just following. Well, they told me this is what they want, so this is what I'm doing. You get older, you do what you want, right?
Voice of confidence, voice of authority.
Voice of experience, voice of confidence.
Thank you very much.
You are
Yes,
so
thank you.
welcome.
Always
It's
a
wonderful
pleasure.
seeing you again.
Are you up for any awards?
I am. The most exciting award really for me is that I have a new website, Women by Julia Ann, that is up for Best Specialty Site, because it's going to combine everyday life, yoga, meditation, health, and sex. And I think that's my new goal.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.